Hello and welcome to the Waves of the Line podcast, brought to you by the Multimedia Design students at the American University of Sharjah. This is a 7-episode series in collaboration with the Sharjah Museums Authority focused on Arabic calligraphy. Tune in to know more about the history, scripts, tools, and creative uses of Arabic calligraphy.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to our podcast. I'm Zaina.
And this is Dalia. Before we introduce our special guests for this podcast, we would like to inform you guys that this podcast is special than the rest because it is being recorded online, and that's due to the pandemic crisis of the COVID 19 being spread around globally. So, right now, we are taking our precautions while making sure you guys are still entertained.
Initially, we had a different topic for our podcast. However, due to the circumstances, we had to make some slight changes to how we'll undergo the process of filming and recording this podcast.
Yeah, exactly. We couldn't conduct any face to face interviews for the past few weeks, so we had to think of another idea to fit our situation.
So, today we'll be interviewing some of our classmates, and they'll be sharing with us their process and some of their issues that they faced during the shooting and making of their podcasts.
And of course, they're gonna give us some of the teasers they have in their podcast as well. So, Zaina, we are here on Zencaster with Maria, Zaina Al Junaidi, and Abdurrahman Jan.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
All right, so let's start by you guys introducing yourself. Just tell us generally about your topic and your teammate and summarize what your project is about.
Hello, my name is Maria, and I am doing a topic on the hand tools used for Arabic calligraphy. My partner is Mohammed, and together we have visited a calligrapher in the Sharjah Calligraphy Museum, and we had a look at her work, and she described to us the different tools used, different brushes, how each tip is different, and how each stroke is used in a different way to create beautiful masterpieces.
Okay, what about you, Zaina?
Hi, I'm Zena, and my project is about نسخ script, history and usage, and I'm doing it with my partner Fatima, and we've visited a calligrapher in Sharjah Calligraphy Museum as well, who talked to us about نسخ and its history more and more.
What about you, Abdurrahman?
And my partner is Mohammed Abdelhadi, and we're basically working on paper and ink, on what's the properties of it and how it's made. So we went to a calligrapher that we interviewed in the Sharjah Calligraphy Museum. His name is Mr. Adnan, and basically he talked about how the ink is going, and it's like how good do they make the ink on the paper. And basically that's it.
So, you guys were all able to go meet your experts face to face, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was able. Yes.
Yeah, me and Fatima were able as well.
Well, you guys are lucky since also with the whole pandemic thing now, we were not able to go outdoors anymore. So
Yeah.
we're actually glad
Yeah.
that we can talk to you guys online.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, we did all that before, just before the pandemic thing and the whole Corona thing. So yeah, good thing there's like platforms like this, though. We can talk and
Yeah, exactly. For me and Dai, our biggest challenge was because of the pandemic, we couldn't meet our expert in person. Did you guys face any challenges as well?
We had a few. We messed up a lot actually. We were one of the first interviews. So for starters, we forgot to get an adapter for the lav mics. So essentially, we could not connect them to a Zoom recorder. So we couldn't use them. They were useless. So we had to improvise. We connected a condensed mic onto a camera for one of the recordings, and we used the Zoom for another recording. And they both had their issues. One of them was too loud, and the other one was too quiet. And so the photos were very underexposed, but we managed to fix most of that in post. So we fixed a lot of stuff in post, but there were a lot of mistakes.
Well, that's good because at least you were able to resolve the situation in your own way, since like you guys had some trouble, but at the same time, like you were able to resolve it. So what about Zaina and Abdurrahman? Can you tell us about your most concern during the whole recording and shoot and talking to your experts?
For us, our expert, we were so excited to get him, and but the thing is, he had health issues at that time, and then we faced a little bit of like a lot of problems, like trying to fix our timings to get like the perfect appointment with him, so we don't bother him a lot. However, the interview was good. uh, because of the timing problems, we couldn't reserve our equipments early on, so we needed our classmates to provide us with the equipment, and they were so helpful. Maria, thank you. Shout out to Maria for this.
You're welcome.
And yeah, we had to fix. We our interview was at 8 a.m. in the morning,
Wow.
so so yeah, we had to jump to studio, get Maria's equipments and others' equipments, then like adjust the settings and all, then run.
How did you carry all of the equipments? Like, did you guys what was your transportation?
Yeah, we called a taxi. We called a taxi, and then we made him wait, and then we started. Me and Fatima started carrying the equipments like one by one. Then we
Mhm.
filled the taxi with the equipment. But yeah, it was fun. It's fun. This is multimedia. It's all about adventures, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
True.
True.
But what about the interview itself? Did it go smoothly, or did you face any problems with that?
The interview went smoothly. Like we asked all of the questions and we got the answers, and yeah, it was fine. We didn't face that many technical issues beside the boom thing. But then what we did is that we placed the lav really close to the table, and then we picked the sound with the lav instead because the boom didn't really help us with the hissing sound.
What about you, AJ?
Well, first of all, like, our calligrapher, Mr. Adnan, he was really helpful. He was really understanding and like really open to do anything. And like he was really excited as well that we're like students coming to do like
Like a
calligraphy and
project with
like
him?
the
Yeah.
project, yeah, with him. He was very helpful and was ready for anything. And regarding the mic, we had the boom mic here that every time we put like connected to the Zoom, it had like a problem, a hissing sound, like a sound in it. Didn't
Oh.
want to go, and that's that's a problem.
Yeah, I faced the same problem with the boom thing.
Yeah, I think it was the same boom we
Yeah,
used.
I guess so because I borrowed it from you guys, right?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I think.
I heard that Zaina was facing a problem with the lighting during the shooting, right?
Yes, that's true.
So, what was the problem exactly, and how did you manage to resolve it?
Okay, so the problem was that the studio of our calligrapher was a little bit dark. Not a little bit, it was dark. Like sunlight couldn't enter. So we had to, just try to take like good exposure, and then I had to edit a lot in post for my photographs.
I mean, on the bright side, we're still able to manage everything, so I'm really glad, and here's a clap for us all.
Yay!
Yeah.
I have a question for all of you guys. Is there a specific story that happened with you that you'd like to share?
Yeah, so like, of course, there's gonna be something exciting that you went through. Maybe it was horrifying, but like, you still want to share it with us?
Well, there was a stressful moment when I realized I had not taken any raw photographs, and when we tried to go back, the studio was locked, so we were unable to do that part of the
Oh.
project. But luckily, we were able to find a smaller studio, not the one that we originally shot in, and we were able to get the photographs. But the calligrapher herself, she was actually a very fun person. She knew a lot about like multimedia, which we were surprised by. We thought that calligraphers know mostly about calligraphy and not much else, but she was actually giving us advice on how to shoot her photos and stuff. So that was pretty exciting.
And AJ, I've heard that you suffered from the the whole thing regarding the photo shoot, since when you even tried to go back to your expert, the whole coronavirus thing started, right? So
Yeah.
do you have any tips or advices to like prepare yourself regarding the photo shoots and stuff? Is there anything that you would like to say?
I mean, try to get most of the stuff early on, like the first day.
Mm,
You never know. You never know what's gonna happen the day after or after.
yeah.
So, like, be prepared. Check for batteries, and always check for batteries the previous day. Also, yeah, I remember like my camera. I should be taking it for the next day, and I discovered that my camera was out of battery, and
Oh
we
no.
couldn't.
Oh,
We had to use Hadi, like my partner's camera. It's a good camera as well, but mine was better. It shoots RAW and JPEG at the same time.
Yeah, that's really important
Yeah,
because most of the challenges we faced were technical issues. So things
yeah,
like that are
actually,
really important, like checking for batteries and stuff
yeah.
and the equipment.
yeah, very true. I mean, like prepare at least a list, like a checklist before
Yes.
you leave. Like you have this. Is it charged? Is it like stuff like two checklists actually before you
It's
sleep.
like you're packing up to travel.
Exactly. You should have a checklist for when you're going there and when you're coming back. That way you make sure you have everything before you leave. That way you won't mess up.
Yeah, I had two checklist. One of them was the tools that I have to get from the house, and the other one was the tools that we have to get from the studio. because because like we had like I had it was at night. I was preparing at night because the calligrapher called us like just the night before the interview. Me and Fatima really knew that we can't go again. This is our only chance. We have to get everything done. So like I had a handbag full of like batteries, a lot of them, and then all of the things that I can get from the house, and then even we wanted to print. Oh yeah, and I faced another problem.
Okay, so tell us your problem.
Yeah, the personal release was a problem because we were preparing just the night before. We couldn't print the personal release, and like the bookstores were all closed when we knew that we were gonna have
Oh,
the interview the other day, and we were gonna have the interview early in the morning where the bookstores are still closed.
yeah.
So yeah, we faced the problem, and then we had to send the personal release digitally, and this is like not the best way to do it, but we had to.
I know you guys went through a lot of difficulties, but since now it's all about the post production and you guys are ready for editing and everything, so how are you guys dealing with the whole basically quarantine in the house? Are you comfortable editing at home, or do you have to go back to college?
I mean, being in college is better. Like the atmosphere helps you on editing and everything. It's a working atmosphere, you know what I mean. But here, like I'm in my room, my bed is behind me. I was like, I could take a break and just go sleep for a bit, and ended up sleeping 2 hours or 3 hours.
So
Yeah,
basically, you're saying that your studio became your bedroom, right?
literally, my desk here is full of my stuff. Like there was in the studio, like my drawing pad, my coloring pencils, my everything, my like the project, all the projects is here on my desk.
For me, I have like my desk is already full of things, and because we have like so many tools as multimedia students, like I have lenses, cameras, everything on my desk. So I had to get another table and make it my desk for like online
Oh,
classes and editing and like laptop work.
Yeah, of course. Now, parents are also going to complain about the fact that we have our equipment all over the place. But what can we do? We always have to stick to the rules of staying at home.
Yeah, it's the hardest thing ever to ask a multimedia student to clean up because
oh.
we can't, we're not able to clean up these things.
We just have too much stuff going on. And you never know what you're gonna need. Like you'll have all your stuff on your table and you're like, okay, today I'm gonna do drawing, okay, today I'm doing something with my laptop and you do something with the camera. It's always something different.
Just like the desktop, yeah, the desktop is like Photoshop open, InDesign, Premiere, Audition, everything is open at the same time.
Okay, so guys, I know that you all are prepared for the editing and everything. So, do you guys have any teasers or really interesting parts of your podcast that you want to share with us so we can tell our audience about your topic?
I mean, speaking of ink, the process of making it might take like a month or more, or 2 months.
Okay. Okay. What about you, Zain and Maria?
Well, for mine, we are looking into not just calligraphy pens, but calligraphy tools because in the olden days they didn't have pens. So we're gonna go right into the history, and we learned that there was small little sharp rocks or knives used for carvings. There was ways of doing calligraphy on fabrics, and the tools used for that. So we're not gonna go into the fabrics because that would be AJ's department, but there was way more than just pens, which we found was really interesting. And architectural tools. They use a lot of architectural tools, which we found really cool. And the calligrapher we talked to, she actually showed us her toolbox, and it had like compasses and all the other cool stuff. So yeah.
For our podcast, it's about نسخ and how it's everywhere in your life, in books, novels, newspapers, Quran, everywhere surrounding us. So that will be our main highlight, and how the details of this font allow it to be used everywhere.
Wow, guys, that's very interesting, and can't wait to hear the whole podcast for all three of you in wavesoftheline.com. Okay, so can you tell the audience of how did we come up with the name of Waves of the Line, or in Arabic Majat al Khat?
I can talk about it. So basically, we wanted to combine like calligraphy and the actual like shape of of the Arabic calligraphy with the fact that we're doing a podcast. So I suggested the title actually. So I know, haha. Okay. I was thinking of sound waves and then how the actual Arabic calligraphy has like a wave or
Wavy
it's
lines.
yeah. So that here's where the idea came from, and then we voted on it. And the thing is, we vote on everything in this project, which is a very cool thing in my opinion. And then we settled for this.
I wanted to ask, what do you guys think about the whole process till now? For example, the class jobs. Do you guys think it's more efficient, or would it be better if each one of us did the same thing?
This is way more efficient, I think. That way people can put 110% onto the thing that they want to do rather than
Yeah,
everyone focusing on just one task.
yeah, I totally
Yeah,
agree.
I enjoyed the fact that we can also give each other feedback and basically have more iterations and stuff.
But the thing is, like, I was counting on this time of us actually working on the exhibition to get like photographs of the process, because the process is like the most important part of the work, you know.
Yeah, I think all of us are facing the same issue. Like, I wish we were together in studio. I think everything would be much better and we'd basically present better work.
Yeah, I 100% agree with Zaina because I really miss you guys. Also, the fact that we're working in separate places is like really new. So, how are you guys managing with the coronavirus and being quarantined at home and for staying there until everything's safe?
It's like way too much responsibility for me right now because I already have horrible time management, and then now that I'm at home and there's no pressure from the class to do anything, I am like so behind on everything.
I mean, thankfully, we're still able to use the technology and the whole like different types of media to stay on track and not fall behind, especially with the podcast and recording and the exhibition.
Yeah, very
Yeah,
true.
yeah, multimedia was like made for this.
Yes, exactly.
Now, I know like the whole e-learning thing is a little bit hard, but then think about it. You used to wake up to your 8 a.m. class, and then you have to wake up, let's say, at 7 just
Yeah.
to get ready to be able to go down. But now all you have to do is open your laptop and just put your head up and just get ready to actually get in
Yeah,
information in your head.
like yeah, wear a good top and you're good. You don't worry about the bottom.
But fun fact, I was never late to classes, but because of this online learning now, I was late to one of my classes for a full 1 hour because I overslept. And the thing is, before, because I had to go like take transportations and arrive to the university. So someone from my family, usually my mother, they come and wake me up. But now as I'm at home, no one cares, Just wake up, So I overslept for a full 1 hour and I had the submission on that day.
Oh my god.
I think it's also difficult to open the class and stay up. Like that's the bigger challenge is
Yeah.
staying up during the class.
Also, my connection is like really bad right now. So pretty much a lot of the time I get like so much lagging, and then I'm like, okay, what's happening right now? I don't know what's happening in this class, professor.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Is there anything that you guys would like to add about your project or about the podcast in general?
I would like to add that I learned a lot working on this, and I've considered possibly working in like the podcast, working on making my own podcast possibly when I graduate. I consider that a potential option for me.
Oh,
Now
interesting.
that I've done this.
Yeah, that's great. And of course, we'll all be cheering for you.
Yeah, send us a
Thank
link.
you.
I want to see.
I will. I
I
will.
wanna hear.
Yeah.
I just want to invite everyone to listen to our podcasts. Please listen to all of them and support us through all of our social media accounts and give us feedback on whether you like them or no. Have fun.
And is there anything you want to advise with the whole pandemic thing?
Stay inside.
Yeah, please stay. Please
Stay
stay
inside.
inside. We want to go back to uni. Please stay inside.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. Thank you guys so much, and I really wish you all the best. Make sure everyone to listen to all of our podcasts, and I really enjoyed being a part of this uh, a whole course. And yeah,
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank
Awesome.
you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye. Thank you. Have a great day.
Bye bye.
you too.
This episode of Waves of the Nine podcast is supported by the American University of Sharjah and a collaboration with the Sharjah Museums Authority and Sharjah Calligraphy Museum. Thank you for tuning in. If you enjoyed this episode, head over to wavesoftheline.com to access bonus visual content of this project. You can also find us on YouTube, Reddit, and Instagram at Waves of the Line. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you the following episode.